All right, we're back in the class today because we are going back to school. 20 real estate vocabulary terms that you need to know and I need to know. I'm studying for the real estate exam with you guys. I'm taking this. This is a 20 question quiz of matching vocabulary words together. If you want more test question videos, vocabulary word videos, live streams of me failing the real estate practice exam, subscribe to the channel. So much more content coming. Let's get into the vocabulary words. All right, here we go. The way it works, we are doing real estate sales tests for national and California transfer of property today. We're gonna read the vocabulary words, we're gonna read the definitions, and then we're gonna match them up. So we have testator, general warranty deed, mortgagor, testate. An individual who makes a will, a person who borrows money and gives a mortgage to the lender as security, a deed in which the grantor warrants the title against any and all defects that might have arisen before or during their period of ownership, refers to someone who has died and left a will. All right. General warranty deed, a deed in which a grantor. Let's match that one up. Remember, if I'm going too fast, you can pause it anytime, read it. If I'm going too slow, fast forward. Okay, mortgagor refers to someone who has died and left a will. A person who borrows money and gives a mortgage, that's a mortgagor. So these ones we might mix up here. What's a testator or testatate? Testate. Testator or testate? I'm going to say a testate refers to someone who has died and left a will. A testator is an individual who makes a will. Let's check the answer. Correct. All right, 4 for 4. Here we go. Testator. Pause this, write it down. We're going next. We have devisee, adverse possession, grantee, reconveyance. And then we have person receiving a grant of real property, instrument that releases security property from the lien created by a deed of trust, equivalent of satisfaction of mortgage. A recipient of real property under a will, acquiring the title to someone else's real property by possession of it. The possession must be open and notorious, hostile, adverse, and exclusive. California adverse possession laws require at least 5 years of possession and payment of taxes throughout that period in order to be eligible for legal title. Woo! All right. Let's see what we got here. A person receiving a grant of real property. Grantee. Sorry, my nose is itchy. An instrument that releases security properly from the lien created by a deed of trust, equivalent of satisfaction of mortgage. A recipient of real property under a will. A recipient of real property under a will and person receiving a grant of real property. Let's go with devisee here. Instrument that releases security property from the lien, adverse possession here, and reconveyance down here. These could be switched. These could be switched. We'll check the answer. Okay, these are switched up. Let's go through them real quick again. Reconveyance would be an instrument that releases security property from the lien created by a deed of trust, equivalent of satisfaction of the mortgage. That's the reconveyance. And adverse possession. That's the big long one. California special requires 5 years of possession and payment of taxes. Then you get it. Next vocab words, we have power of attorney, covenant, special warranty deed, habendum clause. And then we have the definitions: an instrument authorizing one person called an attorney in fact to act as another agent to the extent stated in the instrument. A deed in which the grantor warrants title only against defects arising during the time they own the property and not against defects arising before their time of ownership. So that one's during the time they owned, not before. 1, a contract. 2, a promise. 3, a guarantee, express or implied in a document such as a deed or lease. 4, a restriction. Typical restrictions compel or prevent certain actions by the property owner or use for the property. Clause included after granting clause in many deeds begins to have and to hold. Begins to have and to hold, describing the type of estate granted. Okay, an instrument authorizing one person called an attorney to act as another agent to the extent. Is that the power of attorney? A deed in which a grantor warrants title only against defects arising. Special warranty deed. And then So we have clause, habendum clause. Clause included after granting clause in many deeds begins to have and hold. And then we have covenant, a contract or promise. All right, let's see. These ones could be switched, actually. Nope. Okay. Screenshot it. Send it over. Take a picture. Write it down. We're on to the next. 4 for 4. Let's go. All right, the next vocab words: executor or executrix, legacy, voluntary alienation, and deed. A person appointed in a will to carry out the provisions of the will. When an owner voluntarily transfers an interest to someone else, a written instrument transferring the grantor's ownership of or interest in real property, receiving money by will. All right, I think that's the executor. Number 1, a person appointed in a will to carry out the provisions of the will. The deed is a written instrument transferring the grantor's ownership of or interest in real property. When an owner voluntarily transfers an interest to someone else, a voluntary alienation and legacy, receiving money by will. Check it. Oh, correct. Okay, sweet. Oh, people like this one. 14 likes, 2 dislikes. Speaking of, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow along, we have a link down below to Colibri. It is the software and website that we use to study for this exam, and we also use it to pass our 3 courses before the exam. All right, 4 more. Device, granting clause, quitclaim deed, bequest. And now real property transferred in a will. To transfer real property by will, a deed that grants any interest in property that the grantor may have without making any promises, including the promise that the grantor has any interest in the property being conveyed, often used to clear clouds on title. Deed clause stating that a grantor's intent to transfer an interest in real property, personal property transferred by a will. All right, granting clause would be a deed clause that grantor's intent to transfer an interest in real property. A quitclaim deed here, a deed that any interest in property that the grantor may have without making any promises. Device, a real property transferred in a will. Personal property. So one of them is real property and one of them is personal property. Bequest, I want to say, is personal property. Device is real property. Let's see. We could have those switched. No, correct. All right. Pretty good today. Pretty good today. 2 incorrect, 18 out of 20. Let's go. We had reconveyance and adverse possession. I'm going to write these down. I always say there's some science behind writing them down. I think you guys should too. Screenshot, pause, fast forward, do whatever you need to do. We're taking the test together. We're studying together. We're going to pass the real estate exam. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get back into the classroom. All right, nice little study sesh that we just had. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you want more real estate vocabulary, more real estate test questions. I am studying for the real estate exam with you guys, and we are going to pass very soon, 2025, big year. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. We'll see you on the next one.